Chicago.
Coming up. Stay tuned. Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Kevin. The Atlanta Hawks are a team trying to rise. With Trae Young shooting from the logo and setting the table, and John Collins banging on people's heads. Collins said, "We're definitely going to have the best pick-and-roll chemistry in the league for years to come." We'll see about that, guys, but they are very promising.
They're fun to watch, GA. Thanks. Here's what the Hawks have lined up on their schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets.
And looking at the Cavs matchup, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. They've got Plumlee. He's out there with Wright. Then there's Griffin, and it's Grant in at the small forward position. And for Atlanta, they've got Trae Young. Gallinari is out there with Hunter. Then there's Bogdanovich, and it's Collins in at the 5. Hayes. They get it back. The shot's good from Plumlee.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. And finished off by Wright.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. Atlanta making a switch here. Rondo's checked in. Tonight, Greg, two teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. Yeah. And that goes for the players, coaches, and fans. This one might get heated.
I'm sure you felt that way many times when you play.
Almost every time I took the floor.
Good.
You literally want to dislike your opponent.
Oh, defense, they just took that possession off. I mean, they get away with it that time, but they got to show some more aggression.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the foul called on the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, he's a nice pay raise this summer for Bogdanovich. I mean, wings of his skill level, highly valued in today's game.
And so Bogdanovich knows both of them.
And Bogdanovich coming off the largest rookie deal in terms of average annual value in NBA history, that 3-year, $27 million deal.
Well, after 5 years playing in the EuroLeague, he was able to negotiate that rookie deal with the Kings. And not headed back to Europe anytime soon. No question, he's an NBA player.
The V just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
The coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy baskets like this.
Here's Grant.
And you know what, call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring.
Outside Bogdanovich. And finished off by Collins.
Becoming a true force on the offensive glass. Love how hard Collins goes after those second chance opportunities.
To stop the run, Griffin. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Collins.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
And you know, Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league.
A three from Bogdanovich. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Pistons trail by 8. Pass to Grant. Here's the 3. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
When the defense forgets about him on the perimeter, they're playing with fire. Lucky they don't get burned here.
A nice shot by Gallinari.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Now here's Hayes. He's covered by Rondo. And the rejection by Collins. Here's Griffin. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Now, the aggression that Griffin plays with, I mean, that's what sets him apart, whether he's attacking the basket or getting after it on the offensive glass like he does right here.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. Trae Young, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. The Atlanta Hawks coming to this one after the win against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them do a little bit of everything in that game. Showed a lot of versatility.
Yeah, the offense looked cohesive last night. Whatever challenge the opposition presented, well, they answered with confidence.
Rose with the ball. And Young picks him up defensively. But they'll get another chance. Count that one. Griffin's got 6 points.
And getting after it on the offensive glass and adding to that early total.
Wow, he's coming out with a lot of energy tonight. He's looking strong.
Maybe not the most explosive athlete, but Young's jumper stretches defense, which gives him more room to get by his man.
And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Doumbouya is checked in for the Pistons. Down low, Rose. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Look at the muscles of Rose right there. I mean, that's just an outstanding job, accepting the physicality and pummeling his way through.
And here's Gallinari outside. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. Here's Mikhailuk. Off target with his 3. Atlanta leading by 6. Gallinari with it. Now Okafor defending. A nice shot by Gallinari.
And with good height for a wing player, Gallinari gives defenders problems down low.
Here's Rose. And finished off by Rose.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
They needed that, and I love that he just didn't settle for the lay-in.
To the inside. That's good from Doumbouya on the assist by Rose.
Man, a playmaker in every sense of the word. Rose is so good at breaking down defenses and creating for others.
And here's Young from the arc. It will not find the hoop. It's his 3rd miss. He has made 2. Rose kicks to Jackson. The shot from the low post is good. And here's Young. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Bogdanovich, no luck. Detroit shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And that one falls for Okafor. And it's tied up with that one. 19 seconds left here in the first quarter. And here's Young from the arc. And he's good on the 3-ball. Young's got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for Atlanta. Rose surveying the D. Here's Mikhailuk. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Trae Young, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Atlanta Hawks. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And what do you guys think about the Hawks here in this one?
Just stretching out the floor in that first. They had the defense scrambling.
They're just wearing them out. I mean, when you space the floor like this, the defense has to run and expend energy.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Detroit, Jahlil Okafor is out there with Doumbouya. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Makai Luke in at the shooting guard. Okafor gets the bucket.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And here's Young from the arc. Here's Collins. And the layup's good off the glass. Collins has got his third basket of the night right there.
And that's a tough shot. For an athletic big man like Collins, finishing through contact is something you've got to be able to do.
And there's the call on John Collins. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Pass to Bay. He's with it. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And it's Trae Young with the rebound. Here's Bogdanovich, and he uses the glass on the layup. And it's a 7-point Atlanta lead.
Well, you got to like the game of Bogdanovich. Really skilled at finding space inside and using it.
And the second season for Trae Young, just unreal. Pulling off amazing performances at such a young age. Greg, just how good do you think he can be?
You know, Kevin, Young will be viewed as a top point guard in this league for a long time. When it's all said and done, might be one of the best point guards in league history. Certainly is on his way to being one of the best shooters to ever play.
Detroit making a switch here. Griffin's checked in. Young from outside, down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
His energy level has never dropped in this game. I mean, he's working his tail off. And the D is struggling to keep up.
Hayes. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
I mean, there's so many guys that, you know, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table, but in reality, they got to fill some roles, right? And, you know, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are 3 names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did.
And they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
From downtown, can't hit that one. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Yeah, I mean, they had their chances, competed deep into that game, but had a few lulls there that just kind of took them down.
And those are the games that really hurt. I mean, you're playing well, the effort's there, and in the end, it still isn't.
The basket counts and 1 will go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play. Detroit making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. Atlanta shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Yeah, and the versatility Bogdanovich offers is enticing. A fundamentally sound player who does a little bit of everything.
Hayes the pass to Griffin. From beyond the arc. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Collins has got rebound number 8 now on the night. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Lets it go with the 3. Atlanta gets it back. Collins, good. Collins has got the lead up to 12 now for the Hawks.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
They can't leave him alone for a second on the perimeter. Not the way he's shooting the 3 tonight.
And there's the pass to Griffin. The kick out to Wright. Detroit getting another chance here. And that one's good. Griffin.
Now, you don't put up numbers like Griffin unless you can finish through the contact inside.
And a deep three from Young. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time. And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
That's good from Gallinari on the assist by Hunter. Hunter's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Still plenty of time for him to contribute in this game, but it's a tough stretch he's going through.
Shot by Collins, no good. Pistons trail by 12. The drive by Jackson. Plays it up and banks it in. Jackson's got his 2nd basket.
And Jackson is terrific at using that athleticism on the low block. Getting high off the ground so the D can't do anything but watch.
Bogdanovich against Wright. Young from outside. Detroit with the rebound. Plumlee's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Wright. Good on the shot, and that shaved the lead to single digits. Wright's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Young for 3. Detroit with the rebound. Griffin's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. They get it back. The Hawks leading by 8.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, no need to get the ball back here. You want to close this quarter with momentum.
And how about the awareness Hunter possesses? Understands when one of his guys has an opportunity.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Right from outside. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Trey, you've made it look easy so far. How have you been able to pick them apart?
Just taking what the defense is giving me. Open driving lanes. They're leaving some of our bigs open. Pick and rolls, things like that. We just got to continue to do it and try to get this win.
Make them pick their poison, right? Thanks for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the 3rd quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Trae Young was the story in the first quarter. He had 16 points, and this Hawks team still learning on the fly. Hawks learning on the fly. Hawks learning on the fly, because that's what they do.
Yeah, they got a young star, Trae Young. The Hawks are waiting for the talent around him to develop, but Trae Young is the man.
Yes, I believe. Last season, the Hawks played their rookie heavy minutes. But the team needs some veterans who've been in this position to play some heavy minutes.
So you got that too. Hawks fly. It's a.
I caught.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on him from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Oh, man, what a tremendous first half. Okay, obviously he's feeling the flow, and he's looking to keep it going.
Hunter is out there, Gallinari. Then there's Bogdanovich. Then it's John Collins. And it's Young in at point. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Young fires away from outside. The long distance 3 is buried. Young's got 19 points.
The first thing that jumps out at you about Young, that seemingly limitless shooting range and the spacing that affords for this offense.
From deep 3-point range, Detroit with the rebound.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Now, trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
Plumlee, no luck. Atlanta leading by 11. Here's Collins, and there's the bucket. Steve with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Collins has got 10 points.
And let the big man eat. It's clear that Collins loves getting these kinds of scoring opportunities.
Here's Griffin. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Oh, he's not going to miss that shot twice in a row. Trust me.
Young with no one around. From beyond the arc and then some. 22 points for him.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. You and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams and players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Collins kicks to Young. Jacks up a three. That shot is off. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Here's Mikhaili. No good on that one. And here we go. Here's Bogdanovich. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
And the persistence of Bogdanovich. I mean, I love watching him work hard in these transition situations.
Well, many question the selection of Reddish in the draft. Pundits thought he had red flags. But, Greg, he developed nicely over his first season in the league.
You know, Reddish caught up to the speed of the NBA, found his shot, and started to play with confidence. Sometimes it takes a little time for young guys to adjust.
Here's Rose. And the layup is good. That's now 8 points for Derrick Rose.
Well, that's the burst that fans love to see from Rose. He's got a knack for blowing by defenders.
Collins passes to Reddish. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. No good on the triple. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way.
I mean, even through all the injuries, Rose has the speed to beat you in transition.
And so it's Gallinari with it. They'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
Passes to Rose. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Rose has got 13 points.
It's all clicked into place for him this quarter. He's not missed a single shot.
Young's shot is off.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Here's Grant. Collins with some nice D.
Fantastic effort on D to get up in his face and deny the layup.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him. Detroit making a switch here. The Hawks shooting their fourth attempt at the free throw line right here. Pistons trail by 12. Here's Rose. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
This is the game you hope Rose has every night, shooting with tremendous confidence.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And Detroit gets called for the foul. This is his first free throw of the game. Gallinari hits them both.
Well, this is a big fella who has no problems at the foul line. I mean, a very smooth touch on his stroke.
Rose against Collins. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Collins.
And the whole league has the utmost respect for D. Rose. I mean, partially due to his hoops IQ, he's excellent at drawing contact. Yeah, and Derrick Rose, Kevin, with a new beginning after knee injuries derailed his career. He said if load management had been around back then, he might still be a Chicago Bull.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead. He's been dominant this quarter. I mean, he's determined to prevent the lead from getting any bigger.
And Derrick Rose, the youngest ever MVP in 2011, and it was the subsequent year that he sustained that first knee injury.
If you think back, he was playing over 40 minutes a night on a regular basis, and their team had 2-hour practices, tough ones, on off days. And so how can you keep up that type of demand on your body? Teams now tend to be more cautious with the burden they put on players.
Gallinari on the wing from deep. Another 3 for Atlanta.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Pass to Bay. 29 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Rose. Good for the basket, number 9. He's only missed 2 shots from the floor all night.
Strange game for him. Barely made any noise in the first half, and here in the second, he's been everywhere.
Collins finds Young. This one for 3. Good on the triple. Young's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Stolen by Collins. 3 seconds left. And Reddish, the bucket on the assist by Collins. Collins has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. And more than anything, their 3-point shooting is what sparked them. A fantastic night from long range so far. Right back after this break. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session tomorrow.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. They've got Wright. Griffin is out there with Plumlee. Then there's Hayes, and it's Jackson in at the 3 spot. Right side, Griffin, 6 to shoot. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Atlanta calls timeout. Greg, how special was it for you that you had your number 50 retired at UNLV?
You know, that's something I can honestly say. As a kid, you dream about a lot of things. Winning, playing at the highest levels. That's something I never really fathomed, is to have your jersey hanging up in an arena. That was a surreal moment, a really cool moment, and it was awesome to be able to share it with my family and friends.
And people probably don't know that you grew up in Las Vegas, so it was probably doubly special, wasn't it?
Exactly. Born and raised.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for Reddish. From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
I was able to listen in on Lloyd Pierce talking with his team. He likes where things are headed, but he cautioned them to play smart the rest of the way. He said carelessness with the ball, with assignments, with rotations, any of that can undo what we've worked to accomplish so far. Kevin, they are so close.
And Griffin, here we go. He scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
The agility Griffin possesses, are you kidding me? He's superb at using his speed to gut the defense to pieces.
Connects from 3-point range. Young's got 30.
And those aren't the type of 3-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
And Hayes kicks to Griffin. Gallinari with the steal. And now here comes Collins leading the break. That ball. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. And the Hawks lead by 20.
Passes like that help develop team chemistry. And Bogdanovich, I love the display of unselfishness.
Back to Hayes. Nails the wide open jump shot.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
And it's Rondo in the corner. He dishes it to Collins. Outside Bogdanovich. From deep, Gallinari kept alive. And Collins is right there.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Now here's Wright. Pass to Hayes. Back to Wright. To the right side. And Griffin, here we go. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
As hot as he's been, it still has to be him who leads the charge and helps turn this game around.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Maybe we can give him a pass for that turnover. Only because he's been reliable up to now. Mistake-free.
Grant, he's checked in for Josh Jackson. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Here's Wright. And it goes down 2 points. The Hawks leading by 16. Rondo dishes to Bogdanovich. Rondo on top, guarded by Wright. Here's Collins. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
Well, tally up another helper for Rondo. I mean, he just keeps climbing that all-time assist list. Incredible career that keeps going.
And the pass to Griffin. Some solid defense from Gallinari. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Hayes with the steal. Pass break Detroit. Grant leading the charge. Knocks it loose. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rondo. Derrick Rose is checked in for Detroit. Now a timeout called by Detroit. And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, John Collins.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
He doesn't take over games like this very much, but it's always possible. And when he does, here at home, these fans love it. Passes it to Griffin. 2 points, that one goes. And that's now 18 points for Blake Griffin.
Oh, that's what Griffin makes a living, down low, getting points in the paint.
Rose against Young. Pass to Gallinari. 3-pointer. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Got that one up quick. Griffin's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Look at that solid release on the shot. Griffin, he's been working on it, and he's helping to stretch the defense.
Back to Young. From deep. Hangs home the trifecta. Young's got 33 points.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is no let up. This is the kind of hard-nosed competitiveness that wins games.
Here's Griffin. Shot clock at 6. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got 15 rebounds here tonight.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Atlanta.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice they're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for John Collins.
The energy he played with tonight was amazing, and it paid off the most on the glass where he dominated the rebounding stats.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, how they ended this one is much different than how they started it. And that's a shame.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And you know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
Sinks the three-pointer.
When Rose is in the zone at the arc, he's dangerous. I mean, zeroes in on the hoop and sinks it.
And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester. And that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing